SABC's CEO Peter Matlare has passed away. Matlare served the SABC as CEO for 4 years. He has held senior positions across the corporate world. Matlare is a former Vodacom executive and he held the position of Deputy CEO of ABSA's parent company Barclays Africa Group most recently. He was also the CEO of Tiger Brands. That position he held between 2008 and 2015. He left Tiger Brands after a disastrous investment in Nigeria's Dangote flour mills. He has also worked at media group Prime Media. He held a BSc from the University of Plymouth and an MA from the University of York. Well, tributes are starting to come in around the passing of former SABC CEO Peter Matlare. I'm joined by former SABC executive Thami Ntenteni for more reaction. Mr. Ntenteni, our condolences. Just tell me how closely you were able to work with Peter Matlare.
Thank you very much for inviting me to speak on Peter Matlare. I am just shocked and devastated. I just got the news just now as I was invited to come and speak on Peter. What do I say about Peter?
Carry on. Tell us.
Yes, I must say that in my life I've worked with very senior people in South Africa and very influential people. And I count Peter amongst those people. Peter is one of those people who, even though at the time when we met, I did not know him very well and he did not know me, but somehow there was a chemistry that developed between me and him. And within a very short space of time, it was as if I had known Peter over a long period of time. And that relationship and that friendship was to grow over time as we worked together at the SABC.
He's certainly respected as a business leader. I spoke to him most recently as the Deputy CEO of ABSA, so a mover and shaker in the banking world. Just take us to his time in media. So you're saying he was a well-respected media leader at the time? Well,
you see, if you take it from the point of view of what has happened to the SABC over time, and you take the period at which Peter Matlare was the group chief executive of the SABC, I can say without any fear of contradiction that that was a time when the SABC was at its highest level of performance under the leadership of Peter. And I think one cannot say that Peter was the only group chief executive who raised the stakes in the SABC, but I count him as amongst those because I worked with Peter for quite some time and I saw him in his operation and I saw him as he led the group executive and the meetings that we had at the group executive to determine how to carry the SABC forward. And I was quite impressed because we could go on until very late in the, or even in the early hours of the morning. I remember one time I said in the meeting, in the group executive meeting, that I think I was a bit exhausted by that time. I said, Chief Executive, please let's be conscious. There is an economic law that says the economic law of the law of diminishing returns, and there was there was laughter in that group executive meeting. But Peter didn't say, okay, fine, let's cut it out now. He just said, okay, fine, I can see you guys are tired, but let's take a break for another 15 minutes. And I think at that time it was past midnight. That's the kind of person Peter was, and the commitment. But you never felt that he was a slave driver, because he was he did not demand of others that which he did not put himself through. And as you have said in your introduction, Peter occupied a number of senior positions in various companies. And I think those companies or those corporations like Tiger Brands, for example, I think they still do have, or they hold him in high esteem because of the quality of leadership that Peter brought in every organization that he worked for.
Yeah. My small interaction with him left me with a feeling that he was a very warm person as well. Just tell us a bit more about Peter Matlare, not as the hard worker or the leader, but as the man you said you came to know through those daily interactions. Yes.
Like I said earlier, that the first time I met Peter at the personal level, we struck a friendship. There was chemistry between us. And I recall that I would sit with Peter in his office, and we would talk about the political environment in the country. And I remember one of the things that we were talking about was there was an issue with regard to how the SABC was going at the time. And Peter called me and says, how do we deal with this matter? It was a political matter which was being driven by COSATU, I think, at the time. And we came to an understanding that this was a misunderstanding on the part of COSATU. I'm not going to go into detail about that. But to answer your question, I felt a certain warmth towards Peter, and he felt a certain warmth towards me. I remember also that when there were some challenges in Channel Africa, he called me and said, we've got a problem in Channel Africa. How do we resolve that problem in Channel Africa? And then he then asked me to go to Channel Africa and see. And I went to Channel Africa and I was reporting back to him. And he is the one who actually took the decision to make me an ex-officio member of the group chief executive at the time. And I remember Peter in terms of his warmth, his friendship, and the quality of his leadership.
All right.
As I say, I'm shocked and I'm devastated because I enjoyed
Right.
a very, very healthy and fruitful relationship with Peter. He belongs to that category of people whom you say, this person had an impact in my life, and this person actually played a role and gave a particular direction in my life.
All right.
Every time when I met Peter, we met as old friends. He was group chief executive, but I never really felt that he was group chief executive when I was dealing with him, because he dealt with me, or he looked at me more as an equal partner rather than a subordinate to him. But there was always respect and the manner in which we interacted with each other. I am so sad to hear. I'm devastated that Peter has passed on.
All right, we appreciate your time tonight. Our condolences to you. You certainly remember him with huge fondness, and thank you for sharing some of your memories with us tonight. That's former SABC executive Thami Ntenteni.